I keep giving bad people good ideas.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to be talking about Warhammer Darktide. But before we jump into that, if you are new to the channel, like and subscribe if you do end up enjoying this video. It does help out the channel a lot, and again, I just do want to say before this video starts, thank you for all the recent support on the channel and stuff like that. And yeah, again, the channel's growing a lot, and it's actually over the past few years kind of grew more than I expected it to really grow in the first place. But again, keep them numbers going up, keep subscribing, keep liking them videos. Again, it's crazy that I know I've had this channel for 5 years that I've been uploading to it, but it's kind of crazy that now we have over like 600 uploads. So again, when you do subscribe, you do get your content. You do get again, I'm not trying to shit on content creators because sometimes people make animations or make harder formed content, but there's some people that just make vlogs, but they'll drop like 5 or 6 a year. Some pretty lazy shit. We don't do that shit here. We upload slop every other day. But pretty much, besides jumping from talking about all of that, Warhammer Darktide is actually a really fun game. If you played it, Vermintide, it plays very, very, very similar to that. It's almost just like a reskin of Vermintide in a way. And if somebody that hasn't played Warhammer at all, it's kind of like a bit like Left 4 Dead, but it's in its own style and its own kind of way, and changes a few things, obviously. But pretty much, besides that, Vermintide is kind of a medieval steampunk kind of vibe that I get when I play that game. As with Darktide, it's kind of not too medieval. It's more futuristic and still has a steampunk vibe and element to it, but it's just futuristic. As with Vermintide, it's more set into the like Stone Age, but not, because it's still kind of futuristic. That's like one weird thing with the Warhammer games. But Darktide is kind of, yeah, it kind of throws this whole like, okay, you're in the future type of vibe anyways. It's not really like I said with Vermintide, where I had this like kind of like medieval kind of vibe to it. It just kind of throws you into the fucking shit, and it's like, hey, shit's pretty fucked. Get it unfucked. Um, and again, I feel like at the end of the day, this is a really fun game to play with friends and stuff. Like I said, it does give off some elements of like Left 4 Dead. I would say almost kind of like Nazi zombies a little bit too. And that just kind of because pretty much you can load up with 4 of your friends, and you kind of just try to survive or blow through a mission and stuff. And I would say it kind of isn't too much like zombies from COD, even though I said it was. It is a little bit in the co-op aspect, I would say. It's just it's not like round based, or it doesn't have any round based game modes, I don't think of. And pretty much, I would say it kind of leans more on like Left 4 Dead, or it's like kind of like you have these levels and you gotta try to get to the next safe house. And it's not directly like that. Obviously, you're not trying to get to the next safe house in Darktide, but again, you have your starting point and you're trying to get to the end checkpoint, similar in like Left 4 Dead, and you're kind of throwing these endless hordes of like enemies to kill. And it's kind of interesting with the enemies in Darktide, because pretty much they're like zombies, but they're not zombies. They're not your like casual normal zombies. They are infected individuals or infected humans, whatever the fuck. But they're all like not by like it's a disease, but at the same time it's not a disease, because they're all controlled by like one host or one like demon or whatever the fuck. That's kind of how I had it explained to me. So again, I don't know every single little aspect of the lore, every little detail, but again, it's a fun little game to kind of play with friends, like I was saying. And if you just want to just jump in a game and just start shooting shit, this is a perfect fucking game for that. Um, it's a great little hack and slash type of game. It's not like hack and slash in the sense of like Bayonetta or any of that, but like you could just run into a crowd of fucking enemies with a shovel or knife and just start stabbing, fucking swinging on motherfuckers and fuck some shit up. And it's a good little first person shooter, I would just say in general. And again, I kind of like the missions, not too long, but though long enough to, well, again, it's like you don't feel like your money is wasted. I definitely would say if you have Game Pass, it's definitely worth downloading and trying out, or just get Game Pass in general, because you do get a big library of games, and it is worth the money at the end of the day. But pretty much with like Darktide and stuff, I feel like with the missions and stuff, they're not too long where you're like, what the fuck, when will this end? Or you're like, oh, I'm getting bored. But they're long enough to where you're not just zipping through each mission. They're like maybe 30 minutes, 20 minutes max. And again, each mission and so far that I played isn't like difficult to the point where like it feels like I'm playing a game like Elden Ring or anything like that, or I'm like, oh fuck, this is like almost unbeatable. But it's almost definitely where it's like challenging enough to where if you have one teammate fucking it all up for everyone, it does make it a lot harder. They just kind of balanced it perfectly where it just like the perfect balance to, well, if everyone's doing their shit correctly and everyone's doing their part to, get through the level, it's almost kind of like a breeze, but like there's still those challenges and stuff like that, but it kind of, you kind of can breeze through the enemies and you can kind of get shit done as, okay, well, you have one or two teammates slacking off, okay, now it's way fucking harder, or like not even slacking off, they're just shit at the game, it is way fucking harder, but it's not like unbeatable. And again, I feel like when this game was first released, I did hear that this game did have a whole bunch of glitches and bugs and issues. And I'm kind of glad that, again, 3 years later, does kind of suck that it did take them like a year or two to kind of fix the game after releasing it. But it's good to see that they did fix the game and make it playable and that people are playing it and people do enjoy it. And I am one of those people that I would say I do enjoy this game. I feel like a big contributor to why I play this game is obviously because I have Game Pass and I have this huge access to all these games and stuff, and I didn't really have to think of buying the game, I just downloaded it. But I still think at the end of the day, even if I tried it or just watched gameplay and stuff, I still think I would have bought the game full price or bought it on a sale, like if they had the game on sale, or if it was on a Steam sale or something. Or even then, I would maybe even buy it just full price because the game is fun and I feel like it is worth the money. It just, at the end of the day, I feel like with this game, it is very similar to a lot of the other Warhammer games. So if you play the fuck out of Vermintide and you're kind of sick of those, you're kind of sick of that kind of play style of game, this might not be the game for you. But again, if you played Vermintide and you enjoyed the fuck out of Vermintide and you want to play more games with that similar play style, this is a perfect game for you because it's almost like Vermintide but just reskinned. And again, a lot of the gameplay you're seeing all is recorded when I have the medium graphic settings because again, I only have a 1080 Ti and an i7 CPU. I forgot exactly what kind. But it's like a decent computer, and I could probably run it on max graphics. I just kind of don't want to stress my computer the fuck out. Okay, so pretty much I got kind of interrupted mid-recording, but pretty much a lot of the gameplay, like I was saying, is in medium graphics just to kind of not overkill my computer. Because again, I feel like my computer can handle high graphics, but should it have to? Probably not. But again, just for the game, it is polished very well. I feel like I haven't ran into too many glitches since again they did go through and patch a lot of the issues that they were having with the game. But again, the game looks really, really good. And I feel like this is one of those games where you could play in medium graphics and turn it to high graphics, and you'll see a little bit of a difference, but not that much. And I'm not saying that in like a bad way to dog the game. I'm saying that in like a good way where they actually like what's the word I'm looking for? They actually made the game not balanced. It's like on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it. But they actually like made the game not fucking broken and like a glitchy piece of shit in the end, which is that what kind of matters, you know? It's like every game's like a little project, and it's not always gonna be perfect right at release, even though we all wish it could be. But pretty much, fuck, I keep trying to think of it, and it's like I'm about to be like, I'm like, oh, this is a war. Oh, what was it? You know, but again, I feel like when it came to like, you know, when it making the hardware, like the software and like the engine and working on everything for this game, I feel like they all balanced it all out pretty well to where it won't be too much of a glitchy fucking piece of shit mess for you. Again, I don't know how exactly it was at release, if there was a lot of like crashing issues and stuff like that, but at least for me, I haven't had any of those issues, and I've been running the game pretty smoothly. Again, like I was saying, I feel like this is one of those games where you could turn on high graphics and see small differences, but that's kind of a good thing because, again, that means you could run this game on lower graphics and still have the game look good, but have it at the same time not kill your fucking computer. And, again, I feel like with this game, it's just, you just gotta try it for yourself and just give it a chance. I feel like it's really worth it in the end, even if you don't have Game Pass. I definitely would recommend you to get Game Pass to play this game. Not because, oh, it's not worth the full amount of money. I feel like the game is worth the full amount of money. I just feel like you gotta play the system a little bit. And why spend $60 on one game when you could spend just $14 a month and get a whole library of games? And I'm not trying to be like an Xbox fanboy, but like, bro, it's common sense. And again, you still get access to this game and like 200 Apple games for $14 a month. So I probably, if you are interested in picking this game up, I definitely would recommend you just to get Game Pass in the end, just so you could save a couple extra bucks. And if you're on PlayStation, sucks to fucking suck. I guess you just gotta pay a full price or whatever. Again, still worth it at the end of the day. And again, like, I feel like they just kind of pulled this game off really good in the end, even if in the beginning it might have had some glitches, it might have been a little unplayable in certain areas because of, like said, glitches. But I feel like at the end of the day, they did pull off a really good project with this game. And I feel like it's a really fun game just to kind of get all the friends to play and just kind of, you know, fuck around on, build classes and stuff. That's also what I kind of like about this game. It does have like skill trees where you build your own classes and stuff like that, your own builds and stuff. So it kind of has like that aspect from like games like Borderlands and stuff. So it's like a lot of games just mixed into one. It's a really, really interesting and cool ass game, and I definitely would recommend you to play Darktide, but also even play Vermintide. And I'm not too sure if I ever made a review on Vermintide. If I have not, no, it's probably gonna be coming. And if I have, go check that shit out. I don't know. Actually, before today's video wraps up, I want to go check Vermintide. Oh yeah, I have. So go check that shit out. I have made a video on it. I made it 3 years ago. So go check that shit out. I actually did pretty good on views. I got like 300 views on that bitch. Goddamn. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye, guys.